I could follow, we had mentioned before the group called Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. They issued this report, and they are saying their analysis shows that between March 2003, October 2005, there were hundreds of days in which emails were missing, this being in the White House system, not the RNC, and that this equated, it was estimated that roughly over 5 million email messages were missing.
Yeah, I don't know if that group actually has, I don't know how they do an analysis on an internal White House system, but I did check it out, and we are in communication with the Office of Administration to see if there are days or partial days when there were emails that would have gone missing. And in terms of missing is a word that maybe misplaced or not necessarily lost forever. I think there are backup tapes, there are different ways in order to go back and find emails. In talking with them and with the counsel's office, there is indication that anyone who is working on a server or in terms of a technical capability that would be able to look at a server, clean up a server, or in terms of when we converted from Lotus Notes to Microsoft Outlook, if there would have been any potential loss there, that there was any intentional loss of any document. I think that those folks take their jobs very seriously and endeavor to make sure that all of the records are preserved for the Presidential Records Act as well as the Federal Records Act.
So just to be clear, are you taking issue with their conclusions, or are you just saying we're...
I'm not taking issue with their conclusions at this point. We're checking into them. And again, there's 1,700 people in the Executive Office of the President. I don't know how... We'll try to find out how many emails a day are sent with that many people. I can assure you it's a high number. And but I also will tell you that the technical folks that we've spoken to in the preliminary discussions was that if there had been an inadvertent human error or a technical problem where there were days where emails might have been misplaced, that either one, it wouldn't have been intentional, and two, there are ways that we can try to gather those if need be. I mean, think about it. I mean, there are some times, and I don't have a list of the days with me, but if it was a Saturday or a Sunday, oftentimes, because we have such a large organization that works 24/7, but mostly Monday through Friday, if they do any maintenance on our servers, just like in your organizations, they often do it on times when it's slow periods. And so if they're looking at those days, I mean, we just need to do a little bit more work before I can answer definitively.
So to your knowledge, there's no problem within the White House email system in terms of messages or emails that have been deleted, or at this point, you just don't know?
No, what I'm saying is that the way that the system is set up and the way to comply with the Presidential Records Act is that any email comes to or from a White House account, an EOP account that you all email us on, those are automatically preserved. Their question was specific not to GWB emails, but to White House account emails, and their question is, are there allegations that there could be whole days missing? And what I'm saying is we're looking into that, but I would caution people from making any broad conclusions about that for the reasons I stated, which is there's no indication that would have been intentional, and there are ways that you can find missing emails, and that's one of the ways that they do that. I'm not a technical expert, but they have the expertise on that.
Just a quick follow here. They allege that White House counsel Harriet Miers was informed of this problem at the time, these missing emails, and that she didn't do anything about it, or the White House didn't do anything about it. Are you aware of that, or?
I haven't spoken to Harriet. Obviously, she's no longer working here, but we are. Scott Stansel and I are working to find as much information as possible, and we're talking to the Office of Administration. Remember, sometimes we don't have the same personnel necessarily that we had 3 or 4 years ago, so we're working to get the answers for you. Go ahead, Sharon.
For just one moment. Okay.